in today's world, whenever you go into the office, the managers, what Rajesh was talking about, or the team members, the first thing that we open up is the calendar, where we see meetings. Right? It could be either from start to finish completely in meetings, or you could have at least few meetings. So, including our Toastmaster meeting. But this is the book that I read, Becoming a Successful Manager. It says for first time managers, but actually, even though I've been a manager for 10 years, this book was amazing. There's a lot of information. So I just took one chapter out of it, which is about effective meetings. And that's what I'm going to talk about in detail. So the 5 steps to an effective meeting is you need to do a great planning, then great preparing, and then conducting the meeting effectively, and closing the meeting, and also following up. Right? So as the author says, effective meetings don't happen by accident. It is by design. You need to prepare for it. Let's move on to the next slide. I'm going to use the space here because last time when I was going around, I'm just blocking the visual aid. So that's a lesson learned. So I would like to practice it so that I'll be here, and also I could easily navigate between the visual aids. So the planning. The first thing that we need to look at is, do we need this meeting? Because everybody has a busy schedule these days. So could this be done by an email, by asking a question? So we need to think about that first so that we can make a decision, yes, we need this meeting. Once you make a decision that you need this meeting, what is the purpose of this meeting? So the types of it. Inform, basically sharing the information, very similar to what I'm doing right now. You educate them, basically you put together like tutorial, people who not know how to do a presentation, right? So if you want to do that, that's an education. Or just share some metrics, because you would have collected, saying past 1 month, these are all the metrics that were covered from our team members, whatever the development tasks that have been done. Maybe it could be a discussion, because there you need an equal participation from your fellow folks. Review or clarify some of the questions you have, because when you start actioning a work packet that has been provided to you, you may want to clarify it from a business team or a technology team to make sure that you have enough information before you can move on. Or you could meet up for a specific reason. Let's say it could be a birthday that you're going to celebrate. Now that could also be a meeting, which could be a quick meeting, cut the cake, have it, and move on. Preparation. So when you do the preparation, you need to know who are the attendees. Now there could be required attendees and there could be optional attendees, because both needs to be put on. Because if you just call everybody, they may not show up. So some may need to be there, because without them, you cannot have the discussion that is the purpose of the meeting. And you schedule the meeting, of course, put a time there, and usually you will use either Microsoft uses Outlook, or you should use iCal for Apple, or Google. Every tool has a scheduler which you could use, so that your team members also can see that this is the scheduled time and the date. And then the very important thing is agenda. It could be like 3 pointers. What is the opening? What is the body? And what is the closing? Very, comparatively, I think Toastmaster puts it through a lot of practice to these things, and it really helps there as well. Because you need those 3 criteria to make sure everybody gets what they wanted for. And who will the lead be? I think the what is wrong. I need to spelling check that. Who will be the lead? Because if everybody is participating, somebody should be an organizer. Because only then the meetings are effectively conducted. So now the conducting part. So it should be an interactive discussion rather than if it's a discussion topic, instead of one person talking and everybody is listening, that is just sharing. So depending upon the purpose, you need to make sure it is an interactive session so that you can derive at a better judgment than one person making a judgment. The time is of essence and expensive. So you don't need to extend your topic more than 1 or 2 minutes, or you can time box yourself so that the next person talks. Basically, talk to the point. You know, everybody has other things to talk about. So if you talk to the point, so the next person can talk to his perspective, because we need to hear perspective, because we need to make a collaborative decision making. These days, with so many happening, without the team collaborating, it is hard to make a right decision. Less is better. No, very similar to that. So you don't need to put more and more information if your first sentence already mentioned what you need to share with others. So the total the target for the whole conducting the meeting should be efficiency. Okay, so that should be the target so that we get the effective outcome out of it. The closing part is you need to time box it. If it is going to be 30 minutes meeting, close it at 30 minutes and close right on that time. This is an important thing that I like to do. This is from my Scrum sessions. Return on time invested. It's also called as ROTI score. And it could be a score of 1 to 5. Because you can give an immediate feedback in like few seconds. That really helps to say that by raising hands. So they can say that this meeting was a 4-star meeting or 5-star meeting. And last but not least is like action items. You can read it out. And following up is all these action items you need to follow through. So I'll end by, knowledge is not about just learning, it's about sharing. Abdul Kalam, scientist, author and ex-president of India. Thank you. Over to the Toastmaster.